And you're welcome. Now we have a very, very beautiful lady with us here. Comfort Booth is a lawyer with 23 years at bar and also partner with Asia Ahmed & Co. and a proud Jusite, let's put it that way, from the University of Just and an alumni of the London School of Economics and also Political Science. She's also a professional host, an MC, a moderator under the moniker MCCB, a cast member of the Real Housewives of Abuja, and has a film under her belt, Love, Lust, and Other Things. I mean, she is busting at the seams with everything. You are welcome, Comfort Booth.
Thank you very much
Good to have you here. There's so much I want to talk to you about, but first let's talk about what we have in common. I only just learned that you're also a biker as well.
Well, yes, I moonlight as one.
Unbelievable. I thought it was just one of those opportunities people get to take a picture on a bike that, you know, we saw that picture. And
No.
Actually, you can, right?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Well, it's one of those things that, you know, I think you should go counter to who you are sometimes and just do things that people don't expect.
Yeah.
It gives you a rush.
Exactly.
And that was it.
Are you guys here? So now we're related.
Yes.
We're brothers or sisters at bar.
Yeah. What? Are you at bar?
No, not at bar, that kind of bar, because you're also a lawyer.
So put some respect on that
So
one.
there's a different bar. I'm talking about handlebars. But good. Let's talk about that as well. You're also a lawyer, but you found your way into so many other different arts of life.
Yes, I did.
How does that work into being on TV, being an MC, and all of that? How come?
I like that question. Like on the show Real Housewives of Abuja, I had said that I am a contradiction, and there's so many parts of me, and I will go into all those parts of me, because I mean that's how I came. I came with all those parts, and if I came with all those parts, shouldn't I explore all those parts? And if I explore them, that means I have the talents, to explore. And so, yes, reading law was quite by accident, quite frankly. I was being rebellious. My mom wanted me to be a medical doctor. She's a medical doctor. I didn't want to, and so I decided to go counter. So instead of doing sciences, I decided to go, straight the other way, yes. And then when I got there, I was like, what the hell?
What am I doing here?
Am I allowed to say that?
Not really, but it already slipped out.
Then I went there, and then, okay, fine. And then, in the long run, really, law is like the foundation of everything. If you want to go into literally everything, there has to be law, to back it. And then I got there and realized, okay, you know what? I like organizing, I like planning, so that became another part of me. And then I realized I like adventure. So anything that I really liked, I write. And, I write, yes, I write. I like to talk. I'm a conversationalist. So I just found myself into all inside.
Which of all of these endeavors actually pulls all of that together into one person? Is it being on the Real Housewives? Do you think? Because it's art. You have your law backing in there. You have your expressions out there. Do you think it might be?
That's a good one. Which one? I think the writing.
The writing. Huh?
Yes, because the writing, you can be whoever you want to be, quite frankly. And you can get yourself lost in that. You can tell your stories. You can tell the truth. You can tell the truth of the lie. You can tell the lie of the truth. So I think the writing, yes, exactly.
And also still leave it to the imagination of the reader.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Do you write?
I write. I've got 2 books I haven't finished. However, but I'm going to try and finish them.
So I'm going to encourage you.
Please do.
A stranger on the plane last year did that for me. He actually even paid for the editor, and I'm going to have my first book out by God's grace this year. Yeah,
we should write one together called How to Finish Your Book.
I think it will be a bestseller, like, stop being a bomb. Just go out and do that.
There you go, the subwriter. Thank you very much. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Abuja.
Let's.
You are a part of the very beautiful ensemble of women, and you've had some very interesting interactions with women. Some of them bordering, and I will use a word to describe it, what I feel is on the topic of ageism.
Okay.
Am I wrong, or do I sense that in the crew?
No, you're not wrong.
Tell us about that and how it affects you.
I like the fact that came out as, a topic, because I think, especially in this generation, where you have a younger generation that is, more than the aging population, that throws up a lot of challenges, in the sense that you have the ones in the workforce, there's this dying older population that still has to be working. How do you bridge the gap? How do you marry the gap? So it was interesting to see it come up. And because the world has become such a global village, do we lose our sense of values just because, you know, there's a whole younger demography out there? So it was interesting to see the fact that it looked as if that was lost because, okay, yes, you know, I'm a wife too, I'm a mother too, I have my business, and then therefore, so what if you know you are older than me? Does that mean that, you know, I have to, you know? But that was not how we were brought up. The fact that there was 1-2 years you respected, and it wasn't just that you respected, you even said it.
Yeah.
I couldn't call.
To articulate.
We went to school. I like
I write
that,
as
man.
well, remember?
I like that. You know, you had to say it in our, you know, where I come from. It was either yaya, you know, if there wasn't that much of a gap, yaya, exactly. And then, you know, all of a sudden you are now confronted with people that there's 18 years between you and the person. Comfort, and you too, you're stunned because you can't dare it. Up till now, I have friends we're homies, we share, you know, secrets, we share things, and I can't dare call her back. In fact, I can't fathom it. Not to say that because the person is younger, you're not supposed to respect. Of course, that's human respect. But whether we like it or not, we should not lose our sense of self, our sense of dignity, and our sense of training. Yeah. We're Africans. That there's a reason that we were trained in that way. There's a reason that they say to us, this person is older than you, give the person their flowers, give the person yes.
There's so much to unpack when it comes to the Real Housewives of Abuja versus the Real Housewives of Lagos. But I'm going to come to that. My biggest, number one question when it comes to the Real Housewives of any place is, how real is the Real Housewives of Abuja? I have two explanations. There's reality television, where everything is just put in the blender and you shake it up, put on the blender and let it just work out. And then there's real instance television where you're like, we want this to happen today. Can you guys make it happen? Good, action. Which is it? Am I wrong, correct in any way?
No, it's the first one. Honestly, for me, you know, from my perspective, it was just that. What you saw was honestly the truth of it. Yes, you would have some, what I would say, engineered in the sense that, no. In the sense that, remember, we were not filming all at the same time.
Yeah.
So sometimes production would have to spice, just throw a bone, you know. Well, this was said, though.
Oh, I get it now.
That's all.
Did you hear?
That's all, though. Just whisper. Throw a dog a bone, and then you're a human being now.
React.
You mean that person said that, and of course, so the next time you meet the person, you would react. The reactions were genuine. The reactions were honest. Yes. So it was more, honestly, it was more of the first one, quite frankly.
Okay, so the Lagos crowd actually accepted the Real Housewives of Lagos, really, you know, like boom, just like that. Real Housewives of Abuja, maybe because of the culture, difference in culture. It wasn't that, it wasn't like, how do I put it? Wasn't that as accepted in Lagos. However, the Abuja crowd, how did they accept the Real Housewives of Abuja?
I think if you look at it, the Real Housewives of Lagos, the cast members were known people. The Real Housewives of Abuja were people who were not known. Yes, and so that was a marked difference.
Can I correct you there, if you don't mind?
Okay,
Can I use the word, the Real Housewives of Abuja cast were real people?
Okay, should I clap for you?
Thank you very much. This is the very first time I've ever been clapped for on my own interview. I mean, so perhaps. Yes.
Okay, so that was it. And don't forget that the audience had already been spoiled, you know, by watching Real Housewives of Lagos. So they did expect the same thing with the casting of Real Housewives of Abuja, because the first thing everybody was like, what are these ones? Where did they drag these ones from? You know, I mean, there were some pretty disparaging things
How do you react to those disparaging comments when you get them? Do you actually log out of Instagram or social media because of these very untoward comments that people... And Nigerians can be very uncomfortable.
Oh, no. Especially because they're behind the keyboards. Nobody can see them, you know. So you don't... Do you give credence to people that you can't see? Let them come out now, face to face, and tell you now. But they won't, you know. So you don't give credence to such people, quite frankly. And but I thought that for Showmax to be able to take people that were real, not known, and still be able to pull viewership. I thought that was something, that they should be given kudos for, quite frankly.
Comfort, I have enjoyed this little session.
No, I've not finished, so.
No, we haven't, because I'm still going to take you inside of the kitchen. I hope you eat starch. Have you ever tried it?
What do you mean? You
Really?
did starch for me?
Yes, there's starch in the kitchen.
Who did starch? Whose idea was
Cindy,
it?
It's STK.
Oh, no.
actually.
That person did
Fantastic.
research very well.
Okay,
I love
fantastic.
starch.
So let's already get going into
right,
the kitchen,
all right, fantastic.
where you're going to find comfort booth outside the talking booth.
Nice one! You did it research!
Inside the kitchen with us eating starch. We'll be back.
Thank you.